Alcohol was kind of smattered throughout high school, but I didn't really pick it up seriously as a sport until after the drug stopped working. I grew up in Southern California, um, middle child of three. As far as church goes, my family wasn't very Christian. My parents decided before before we came along, before the kids came along, that the Christian church in America was pretty hypocritical, and their experiences dictated to them that it just wasn't worthwhile. A guy moved into my neighborhood who was a pretty big pothead, and him and I became good friends because he had no other friends, and I lived in his neighborhood. So we went to high school together, had some classes together, but basically he introduced me to all of his friends back home in Long Beach, home of Snoop Dogg, and from there we kind of started a nice little enterprise of dealing drugs. Didn't really get serious, didn't start taking serious drugs until after high school. I was in community college. It's probably around the age of 20 when I started going to raves, and that was when I found ecstasy and LSD and all sorts of good stuff. So that was kind of when my drug taking career took off. The girl I was dating and my brother ended up hooking up one night in a drunken haze, I'm assuming, and that demolished my life. I mean, I think that was pretty much the low point in my life thus far. That just the betrayal and the anger and the frustration that I felt towards him and towards her really, really upset me and sent me even farther down the rabbit hole, I guess. And so one day after I'd gotten back from surfing, I was drunk and I was in my kitchen and kind of yelling at God, shaking my fist at him, and he showed up. Asking where are you, God, is one thing, but when he shows up is quite another one. So I basically broke down and started crying, and in that I put my shoulders or my elbows on a counter, and I could hear my tears rolling off my face and hitting something plastic. The Serenity Prayer in plastic on the tabletop that I was crying on. And I opened my eyes and I saw it, and I really felt like God told me to read it out loud. About an hour later, my mom shows up for lunch, and I admit to her that I have a problem, and she wholeheartedly agreed that I did have a problem. So that was kind of where my relationship with God kind of got picked back up. Because he lives, I'm free to be the man God created me to be.